Hey everybody, hope you had a great week. Welcome back to my channel, Finding Sarasota. My name is Eric Martin, realtor here in Sarasota with Keller Williams Classic Group. We are here today at Red Bug Slough. It is a 72-acre preserve that the County of Sarasota bought back in 2000. In here you'll find a bunch of walking trails, some biking trails. I'll show you they have a lake in the back that you can actually fish at. There are some other animals that live in the slough occasionally, so hopefully we'll see some of those. So hang on, sit back, relax, and we're gonna go show you Red Bug Slough. Alright, we're just walking up to the entrance here, and you'll see they have a visitor's sign here. And let's see if I can block out some of this sun here. And you can see that they have some signs here about what you may find along the trail. There is a lake back here, so some of the alligators usually hang out in the lake, but they do migrate around. And here is a picture of the trails and such, and what can go on them and what you can do with them. And then the wild side of some of the other features or creatures you might see, like raccoons, river otters, bobcats, wood ducks, and a little bit about the acreage up here. Pretty much just be on the lookout for some dragonflies or some beetles along the way. And there are some biking trails and such back here, so if you do have a bike you can kind of run through them. And I have a picture of that map, which we will put up a little bit later on during the filming here. And you know, just hope you enjoy this. And one thing I can say is, I don't know if you heard the cars and such behind me when I was just entering in, but you'd be surprised once we get a little deeper into the park area here, how everything just kind of disappears. And that's kind of one of the cool things about being down in Florida, is that even if you are near a, unless you're right on top of a highway, once you kind of get back in your developments and such, you know, the sound just kind of disappears. So, and you can bring your dogs on these trails. They just like to have them leashed, just because of the wildlife, and you wouldn't want to get eaten by an alligator. So we'll just kind of take a break here and just kind of look at some of the trees and such. Got some squirrels running around in here. And if you do like what you see so far and you want to learn more about the Sarasota area and what we have to offer, click on that subscribe button, ring the bell, and next time I show up a video on Thursdays, you'll get notified and be able to watch them. Now this trail is all dirt. There is no rocks or pavement or anything and such here. So if you do, you just got to kind of remember that if we did have some heavy rains or any kind of rain before, these trails are going to be muddy, so you may want to rethink it, or just make sure you wear you know, hiking boots and such, because they do get really muddy areas, and the water doesn't drain too well, being that it's Florida, and that the water table content is really high around here. So we're just going to kind of mosey through these trails here, and maybe we can get lucky and see some wildlife, hopefully some birds more than something else that can drag you off into the middle of the woods. And if the video is a little shaky, just do remember, you know, I am walking a trail, so it's not like walking on blacktop. If you do have any questions or comments about the area and such, and I'll kind of show you over here where I'm talking about with the rain, because this was a basically a swamp area that they've kind of worked on some of the features to get it drained out, but you can see how muddy this area is here, how that water is just lying in there. So, but with the old alligator adage, walking the trails themselves, you should be pretty safe. We'll be coming up to a lake here, into a clearing where they do have some picnic benches and some benches set out, and they do have a dock for fishing, but it's not right on the water. It's a little elevated, so you really don't have to worry too much about the alligators. And here's this lake that I'm talking about. Now, if you follow this trail out past that dock over there, and all the way around to the other side, that hooks you up with more trails. But we're just going to stay on the Beneva side just to kind of give you an idea of what to expect. As you can see from this map, you can see the lake area where I was saying you can go reach those other trails. But for right now, we're just focusing on the right of the lake. And you can see that little star, that's where the Beneva entranceway is, and the small parking lot. And while you're walking these trails, you do want to keep in mind about the wildlife again, because you never know what's going to be in or around you. You know, just kind of keep your eyes down, looking for some snakes. And if you are near the waterline area that I'm going to kind of bring you nearby, just got to kind of keep your eyes out for the alligators. And if you're able to read that sign, and I'll probably just post it up there as a still in the video. Actually, you know what? We'll do that right now. So as you can see, the sign says to, if you see them, don't approach them, obviously. If you do see them, just turn around. They're not going to do anything to you unless they are coerced or provoked. So you really don't have to worry about that. But any water area that is in Florida, you just have to be concerned about them. So just do keep your eyes peeled. You know, don't go walking into any waterways or anything. So here's another side view. And this could be one of the areas that they do come in and out of, because they do come on land once in a while. So you do have to just kind of keep your eyes peeled for them. Some old palm trees here blocking out some of the waterway. Bunch of little lizards and things running around. But there is a nice little clearing here, so if you wanted to. And here's some of the old trees that are still left on the preserve. Little squirrel up there hanging out, eating some nuts. Again, you can fish in this lake that I'm showing you. I would definitely fish off the pier unless you kind of know the area and know what you're looking for to keep your eyes out. So with that, we're coming up to another little clearing here. This lake kind of hooks in like a horseshoe U shape. Comes down this area here. And again, we're coming across a sign just to make everybody aware. And this could be an area that, again, these guys come in and out of, but just to remind everybody. Nice little sign of beware of the alligators. You know, I don't see any out there today. It's quite possible they don't even have any in here right now, because these alligators do migrate from water feature to water feature. So if you are moving down to the area and you don't want any alligators, you know, popping up on your backyard or in your pool, I would highly suggest staying away from the canals and lakes. Not saying that they won't come around, because they do, you know, like I said, they do migrate through. But, you know, just have to, just like I said, when you move into New Jersey, you're going to expect bear in the woods, deer in the woods. So you can't be all pissy or moany that, you know, these guys are traveling through your backyards. So it's the same as Florida. You're moving into their areas, and they were here way before we were. Some more shots of the canopy, but if you sit here and listen, you don't hear any of that road noise. And as we get closer to the road, you'll start to hear it in the videos. But yes, again, this is Red Bug Slough. We entered in off the North Beneva side. There is another entrance up past Ashton. I believe it's on Lockwood Ridge. But again, you can see that in the picture here of the map. And we'll just kind of stroll around this side, and this will bring us out to the other entrance or exit way, if you will, of the park. There's about 2 or 3 ways you can get in here. The way we came in, the way we're leaving, and then back at the lake, you may have seen that bridge. That's kind of like another way through one of the neighborhoods that are over there. So, but yeah, it is just so nice and quiet back here, very peaceful. So if you like to bring your dog for a run and don't want to have to deal with traffic or other people for a while, you can come back in here and take them for a walk. A couple different trails. You can easily spend a half hour, 45 minutes or more back here and never have to worry about seeing anybody or anything else. So some of our little squirrels are not as big as the ones up north, but they are a little brave. They don't really run too far. There he is. Hey, Mr. Squirrel. But I am out here about it's about 8 o'clock in the morning right now, so it's not too bad. But there is a lot of tree cover. As you can see, it's not that bright. I think you would be able to be in here during the day and not really feel the heat too much. The only thing that would be the heat index. That would probably keep you uncomfortable for the day, let's say it that way. Another little moist spot there from the low-lying areas. So again, if you have you know, don't wear any of your brand new sneakers unless you're looking to just break them in. You know, wear some hiking boots or some older sneakers, just because there is a good possibility that you are going to run into some mud and some water and some pine needles and things like that, so they're not going to stay clean too long. But once again, if you like what you see so far, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell, and every Thursday, 8 a.m., there will be a new video of the area, or just a new video of Sarasota in general. It may not be a tour video, but it may be just a informational video. And we're coming up to the end of the trail here. Now it is flanked by townhouses and such. As you can see here are some of them right there. But it still stays pretty quiet, even though you have residents towards the more northern area of it, you know, the opening area. Once you get deeper in, there's no residents really. They're a couple 100 feet or so back off the lines. And here we are, we're breaking off of the trail now, coming out into a opening, and you can start to hear Beneva Road. So yeah, so that is Red Bug Slough. Once again, it's 72 acres of basically private land that the county owns and maintains. So if you're you know, in the Sarasota area, you know, whether you're a resident or just looking for something to do as a visitor, you know, head on over. It's on Beneva Road between right off of 72 and between Proctor Road. Very easy to get to. They do have a small little parking lot, holds maybe about 7 or 8 cars. But yeah, check it out.